Hey y'all, welcome to Muddy Paws Disc Golf. Last week we visited Klines Run Park in Pennsylvania, just outside of York. Klines Run is a beautiful disc golf course. They actually hosted the Amateur World Championships quite recently, and it's just one of our favorite courses, even though we are based out of Maryland. It's always in perfect condition, so we decided to take a trip up there, and it got a little wild. Hole 1 is just under 260 feet uphill. Dad fades left just slightly. Matt rips it off to the left. I'm able to get it a little straighter,
Nice throw.
but I don't gain much distance on either of them.
Get in. Nice park.
Pars all around for the first hole. Hole 2 is kind of, you want to just throw a aggressive turnover shot way out over the hill and hope for no roll. And Dad sits it right down in the right area. Matt gets a pretty good shot too.
Oh, what an air bounce.
Mine actually ended up hitting right by the pin and then rolling all the way down the hill. Matt gets birdie. I hit Matt. So with that nasty cage from Dad, he ends up with a 3. Hole 3 is 220 uphill. Matt goes forehand here. Actually the smarter play, although he lost some distance. Dad throws up. And I get a lot of distance here, but not in the right direction. We'll all get pars on this hole as well. Hole 4 is a par 4 at just over 400 feet. It's a slight uphill, and then as it goes around the corner, it becomes a more aggressive uphill.
Roll, baby.
I got a good hold of that one, ended up throwing it pretty far. I played a slightly more aggressive shot there, and it worked out okay. Matt tried to run it there, I believe. Dad also runs it, can't get it to fall. All pars once again. Hole 5 is a par 3, 240 feet. This should be an easy birdie. Every other time we've played here, I'm pretty sure 2 of 3 of us have birdied it. I don't know what happened, but none of us could seem to get this hole right. But this should usually be a birdie for a decent player. So all 3 of us just can't get it to fall there, which means we all come out with pars. And that leads us into one of the craziest holes on this course. A par 4, 575 of just straight woods the whole way. Road is OB. This hole will make you cry. It's just brutal. You gotta try and find a line, and at the same time, avoid that out of bounds, so you're shooting through the trees the whole way. Matt here tried to get the forehand to come back. He didn't really have any other good option. Ends up OB. If I had one piece of advice for this hole, it would be avoid the OB at all costs, even if you've got to just hit trees constantly. It's gonna save you so much more.
Get it!
Clip the basket from about 100 out there. So Matt got an 8 on this hole. Absolutely brutal. And me and Dad gets 5s. Par 3 for the next hole, 295. Downhill. It's all about controlling your power and not overthrowing it into the road.
That's where I am. Safely past the tree.
Matt was a little rattled after that last hole, so he just started playing real aggressive, which is understandable, but some of his shots got a little overthrown. There it goes.
Ooh, oh no, no, no.
And here he just gets a horrible roll. Matt really just did not get lucky this round. We get 3s, and Matt pulls a 5 because of that roll. Almost a 400-foot par 3 here. It ends up being around flat. Get through. Dad tosses one up the middle. As long as you can make the gaps on this one, it's just not letting it fade off the left into OB. We all actually end up with really good drives off this hole.
Pretty.
Shot. Pars all around for this one.
Oh, I'm not up.
Hole 9 is a downhill 363-foot hole. I wish I threw a forehand here because it's definitely the play. Left is OB. I tried to play it way too aggressive and ended up across the road out of bounds. Matt had a nice gap shot. Matt clips the trees going around there once again, just barely getting something that kind of screws up his whole shot. I'm able to get in pretty close. Matt had to do a knee putt, couldn't sink. And 3s, 3 for Dad and 4s. Hole 10 here. Dad's gonna toss up. It's a pretty short hole, but super wooded. Definitely aceable, and I actually ran it here. As you can hear, it hit the chains, and it didn't go in, which was devastating, but maybe one day. Dad pitches up from below the wall. Matt lands on the island. So a birdie for me, the other 2 get 3s. And on to hole 11, which is an over-the-river shot that once again is all about controlling your power. It sounds easy and looks easy on paper, but it can be brutal if you miss that shot and throw it across the road for an OB. Luckily though, I'm able to sit up right under the basket. Dad gets knocked down but avoids the OB.
Get across.
And Matt chucks it across. Once again, Matt just not getting lucky on the putts.
Yay!
I pull another birdie here, and Dad and Matt get 3s. Hole 12 is a par 4, and we were playing to the 572-foot placement. The first drive here is just get it up the center and throw it as far as you can.
No way. Oh, wow.
Rolled up the tree.
It did an X Games.
Matt gets some nice whip there.
She okay?
but because of a branch, he actually hits a tree, so just nothing going his way right now. Pulls a nice upshot
Nice
here, though.
shot.
My
All right.
upshot just hits a tree, and stops.
Oh gosh.
Matt just kind of out of it now from all that bad luck. Not able to sink the putt. It's all a mental game. Pars for me and Dad, and a 5 for Matt.
His dad is standing right
Hole
there.
13, 235,
Standing
uphill.
on the road.
Just hit the gap. Don't hit a tree. Which I obviously couldn't complete. Dad gets it up there, though.
Shot.
I have a tough upshot here. Not many good lines because of where I was. I kind of had to just pitch out, but also try to make a little forward
Nice
progress
layup.
if I could.
Oh,
Dad
no
sinks
chains.
a long one for the birdie.
No chains.
He's able to get it to drop in.
I'm up first.
I'm back to +1. Hole 14 is a par 4, sub 500, but very wooded. Dad just
Skip shot.
throws a forehand into the ground. That's why we're not pro. Matt chucks it into the trees.
What?
We're not pro.
What?
And I throw a little flex shot, just a slight flex. And it sits down pretty nice to where I wanted it. Dad recovers. Matt sinks.
Hey, got me.
And with that, he pulls another bogey, and me and Dad pull pars. Hole 15 is a 326-foot par 3. Slightly wooded, road and past is OB.
Hey.
Dad gets a nice shot here. I throw a weak one. I don't really know what happened. I flipped it, but just not the way I wanted to. I get knocked out. Matt throws one with some good power,
Get through. Get down there.
and it finally soars through for him.
Get up.
Let's go. So we lost the scorecard there, but we all parred. Matt throws a nice one. This hole, this is a beast, man. It's a valley, par 4, and the first shot is definitely get it through those first 2 trees and throw it as hard as you can.
Good shot.
We were battling some battery issues throughout the round, so that's why there's a couple T-pad sign shots missing. I hope you can excuse us on that. Matt tries to forehand around, catches a stump.
Woo!
Dad tosses up. Matt tosses up as well. And I can't sink for birdie. I clipped the tree, and I really wanted that one. It kind of made me feel like I lost some momentum
Okay.
there. Hole 17, par 3, 320 feet. We were just playing that middle section because usually that tree isn't down, obviously. So we did not abide by the rules, but we don't have to tell anyone. Matt lays it up, good shot. Dad shoots out from the danger zone. I go for a long run here that's low. But we all get out with pars, and it all comes down to this hole. An absolute beast. You can gain or lose so many strokes on this hole, and I love it because we're always so even going into this final hole, and then everything changes. Dad forehands down for his drive. I throw mine off to the right, so I'm kind of near him, but I clip a tree and go almost to the road.
Oh, road.
The real beast part of this hole is the OBs. It will kill you, as demonstrated right here.
Yep.
I thought I threw a pretty decent shot, but it caught an edge and rolled out of bounds. At this point, I pretty much knew I was out, so I just wanted to start trying to maybe claw back that stroke. But Dad stays calm, cool, and collected, and is able to get it down there. I go for a long run, maybe to save the win, but no good. It just rolls down the hill. So all in all, this course was an absolute blast. It's definitely a course that starts easy, and I think anyone who plays it should know that just because this course starts simple and fun, it's not something to be taken lightly. It's pretty difficult as it progresses, but it's always in great condition. It's always super fun, so we suggest you come out and try it. This has been Muddy Paws Disc Golf, signing off.